on the Nearpod real quick for the kids, I am going to move forward to the collaboration board. The students will have the ability to drop you a note, say thank you, reply to things you've said, and we'll make sure we get those to you. So kids on your Nearpod, you guys now have that ability while we wrap up. But yeah, the last of the questions were just, about Black Lives Matter, about the comparison to the Capitol riot, about the pandemic, just how those things have kind of shaped and changed your life over the past year.
I'm going to have an unpopular opinion here. I teach a few classes in race and the law, race, economics, and all that stuff. There's something called the social determinants of health. Race and poverty are linked. Gender and poverty are linked, but poverty itself is the reason all of this exists, right? So when you see poor white people acting up, doing what they did at the Capitol, a lot of times they're after the same things that the BLM protests are after. Granted, the system is going to treat them differently, because if it treats them the same, that means the people who stormed the Capitol and BLM folks are now equal. And if they're equal, that means they get on the same page and they overthrow the system. We saw this in the case of John Brown, right? The system has to treat white and Black people, poor people differently, because bringing them together means that it's going to be too big for the system to handle, right? So when you're talking about poverty, racism is going to be a reason why white people and Black people feel like they're different. But in reality, we all need the same resources to survive. We should all be literally collaborating on the same page in order to try and get economic liberation for everybody. And that's what I say to that. The BLM protests that I've been to have been fantastic. They were all full of love, didn't have any violence, except for there were some people who showed up wanting to antagonize us. But aside from that, I've only had good experiences with the BLM rallies. And really the pandemic has shown how poverty impacts our community. And I think it has also shown that if you are being innovative and thinking ahead, then you can figure out a way to be successful, even when everybody else is having problems. So be thinking about how being stuck at home or dealing with the pandemic puts you in a position of accomplishing more than you might be able to accomplish normally. I know I rushed through a lot of these responses. I put my email in the chat. That's my personal email. So feel free to email me if you want to follow up on anything. If you need a mentor, you want to talk, email me. I'm busy. I will do my best to get back to you as quickly as possible, but let's not stop this here.
Well, thank you so much. I know you have a really set time, but just super quick. So most of the sticky notes that kids are sending in, just saying your advice is so inspirational, so motivating. It was needed because they felt like they were struggling. So just so much positivity, and everybody's just so appreciative of you taking the time. So thank you for talking to our kids and just dropping so much knowledge on us.
I will never lie to you. Okay, I promise to always tell you the truth, and I always to try and put you in the as best position as possible, whether it's now or in the future.